Hello, band directors. It's Dwayne Huff with Band Leadership Seminars, Band Leadership Online. And if you're on this page, you're probably looking into the possibility of doing a live clinic, a live band leadership clinic at your school. And I wanted to share something exciting with you that I'm doing this year differently than what I've done in the past in these live events. I've kind of made an adjustment, a tweak, if you will, to the live event. Now, I've put everything below this video that we cover in the live event, and it's still a 6 to 8 hour day, which many times people think, wow, that's a lot, but it's really involved. I teach, we do activities, I throw them into games, they teach back to me. So it's not just information coming at them, they get the information, but they learn how to action and actually use that information. But last year, a couple of times, we piloted something brand new because the band directors were telling me, hey, Dwayne, this is wonderful information. Even the band directors who have brought me in time and time again is like, this lasts all year. They're doing a great job. It makes a difference. But they still had some questions. They still had some ideas, some issues, some specifics that they wanted to address, whether it was the band directors that wanted it or the student leaders. So I thought last year, I said, what if I hang out for another day and really dive deep and work with the band directors and the students on specifics, particular questions, challenges, issues, problems that they faced or perceived that they were going to face, and how do we make them ready or prepare them for anything that they're going to face, again, from the student leader perspective and the band director perspective. And those 2 times that I did it last year, it worked like a charm. And I've even got one already scheduled this year, but I wanted to make this available to more people. At the same price, by the way. 2 days for the price of one. But here's what we do in the second day. I'll give you an example. Last year, one of the times, we really wanted to establish with each one of the student leaders, from drum major to band captain to trombone section leader, and all the different section leaders in different roles in the band, what were their specific responsibilities and duties? Now, I'm not an expert on that, but you are. As a band director, you know exactly what you expect, what you want, what you need from each one of your section leaders. I'm simply there on that second day to help guide the conversation, facilitate the conversation so that everything comes out. You nail everything down if it's not already in place. Again, this is not something we have to do. This is just an example. Honestly, on the second day, I come in and we address and work through and work with whatever you perceive as needed or what the students perceive they need. But what we were able to do was really nail that down. We pulled out some flip chart paper. We wrote everything down. The band director and the student leaders co-created so that they all had ownership. There's an old saying that people support what people help create. And if you can get your students involved, your student leaders involved in the creation process of their roles and responsibilities, it's not like you telling them, it's like them self-discovering. And so that keeps you from having to manage it throughout the year. Another thing that I see time and time again is student leaders, even the best ones. I don't know what it is about the generation that's coming up. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't, but I've seen it across the country. They're great kids. They have great attitudes. They want to help. They want to serve. They want to do, especially whenever we teach them the servant leadership perspective, but they talk real soft and you can barely hear them. And I can remember being in many band rooms going, what? They don't speak up. They're not assertive. They're not confident. And so I work with them on their presentation skills. When I say that, what I mean is their ability to get their point across, get their message across, get their words across, and be understood, be respected, and be heard. And so we spend some time developing that because I'm a strong believer that what people trust, believe, and perceive as our attitude comes down to 3 things: what they see, how we say what we say, and the actual words we use. So we put them in role play scenarios. I let them go through it, and then we debrief it, and I guide them, direct them. Some other things that come up are, hey, what if my peers don't respect me? What if they don't take me seriously? How do I go from being a peer to being a peer leader? What if this? How about that? I'm scared of that. And we address those things. And I spend another full 6 to 8 hour days, however much is needed. It might be 4, it might be 2, it might be 6, it might be 8, but we address, and I am relentless in my commitment to helping these students because my dedication and commitment is to making their life a lot easier as leaders than mine was. And so I really help them with this. And so I address questions. We put them in those role play scenarios. We do some more activities. And then when all is said and done, to finish out the day, if we run out of stuff to cover from their perspective, I've got a backlog of content that's going to help them build confidence, develop their self-esteem, know what to do when bullying arises, when conflict arises. And my promise to you is that when we get finished with that second day, there's nothing that your student leaders won't know how to handle. And even if they don't, they will know in no uncertain terms, to circle back to you before they make those decisions. One of the key things I teach student leaders is, listen, your power comes in your ability to be patient, to be silent, to ask great questions, and to seek first to understand before trying to be understood. Thank you, Dr. Stephen Covey, right? And that takes practice. And so that's why I stay around for the second day. Again, for the same price. Well, what's the price, Dwayne? Well, if you go on my website, you'll see the live events, the one-day events. If we're doing a single school event, it's $3,000. If we're doing a multi-school event, it's $5,000, or at least up to $5,000, depending on where I have to travel. But I want to do something very special for this 2-day event. I wanted to make it 2 for 1. Because the band directors I work with seem to like that. And so we're going to keep it only to $3,000 because it covers my costs and everything. That's $3,000 flat, and you don't owe me that money until I show up at your school. One thing that I stopped doing was doing multi-school events prior to having a band director make a commitment to their single school event. So what I'm talking about here is a single school event, an event just for you. Now, if you're interested in doing a multi-school event or hosting a multi-school event, we can definitely do that. However, it's going to require a commitment on your part to that single school event, that 2-day event or a 1-day event if you want it, before we even think about planning a multi-school. So what I'm saying is don't reach out and say, hey, Dwayne, I want to do a multi-school event, but I want to make sure all these other band directors are interested before we make the commitment, because I'm not going to do that anymore. I did that for the last 7 years. Didn't work out good for me and sometimes for the other band directors because they were let down by their peers in the area. And so I'm looking for people who are serious about developing their leaders, serious enough to make the commitment to themselves and to their band kids. And then if we want to build a multi-school event off of that, I am definitely glad to help that situation. The reason it's important for us to take action this on right now is that you'll see here on the page, there's a timer. And as soon as that timer runs out, this special opportunity will expire. I know there are going to be several band directors who want to work with me, and my time is limited, but we can do this anytime between April. I'm shooting this in March. Anytime between April and December. This is a year-round thing. So all I'm asking is for us to find a date, make a commitment to it before the deadline. Again, all the details, if I didn't mention before, are below this video, which I'm sure you can see about what we do in the 1-day event, the first day. And just know that on the second day, you and I will pull up and talk about the things that you want to address most with your students or want me to address with your students. And then on that second day, if you need some time with me just to strategize, to think through, to talk through some stuff, to brainstorm some stuff, we can use that towards the end of the day. We can go out to dinner the night before, do whatever. You have me for basically 48 hours. So I want you to take advantage of that. And in addition to all that, a bonus that I'm going to give you guys is that after I leave, you're going to get lifetime access to my band leadership online course, which normally sells for $497 for a year. This year, I actually increased that to $497 for lifetime access. So you're going to get that in addition to the 2 days that you're going to get with me. So this will, you can reinforce this stuff year after year after year. If I missed anything or if I left anything out, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll leave my email below. But there should be a button here or a form that will allow us to take the next steps to let me know that you're interested. But please get in touch with me before that clock hits 0. Let's find a date. Let's commit to that date before that time. And you will be able to take advantage of this new development in this band leadership live seminar/clinic. And we can really do some good work with your students, prepare for the best marching band season ever, and leave your leaders with a year-round attitude of principles, of concepts, of skills that will not only serve your band program, but serve those students for the rest of their high school, college, career, and the rest of their life. And whenever they look back on their marching band experience and remember the time that we spent together, they'll be very fond of those memories, just like they are of their friendships. And band will have been the foundation that just skyrocketed them to being the best servant leaders, people, citizens, contributors in society, and we'll all enjoy the fruits of that as we help those students to be the best that they can be. So I look forward to talking to you. Reach out to me before the deadline, and let's secure a date for your students. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.